Good evening, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to another Meaningful Monday. So, for all the people, there's just someone else letting them in. For all the people who regularly join, very warm welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for coming and supporting and being here for yourselves and supporting me as well. Being here, I really love. The more people there are, the better it is. And then for any of the new people who've never been here before, really a very big welcome to you. And thanks so much for carving the time out for yourself to listen to Meaningful Monday, just to put it into a bit of to frame it up for you. Meaningful Monday is just a free webinar due on the first Monday of every month. And the purpose is just to raise people's awareness more and more that you do create your own reality. We are not victims. And if you think you're victims, I hope with repetition you change your own mind. And the more you learn and accept and acknowledge and take accountability and responsibility for your own life, the better your life will be. And we definitely create our own reality. And the subject for tonight is exactly on that topic, called Bring the Magic into Your Life. So if you've got any questions anytime, either just unmute your mic and speak to me, or put it in the chat box. If someone does write something in the chat box and I don't respond, please someone let me know, speak up and let me know that someone has asked me something. All right, so much of what I'm going to share with you tonight actually comes from Rhonda Byrne. She wrote this amazing book called The Magic. I do love her work, and I think I've read all of her books except one. But this particular one I've been practicing for quite a while now, and I have to tell you, it's amazing. And let me get into it, and I'll share it as I go along, not to give too much away. All right, it just says, those who don't believe in magic will never find it. And I have to say, this is the same for miracles. If people think that miracles don't exist, you'll never experience them. If you believe that miracles happen and have faith that they do, you will actually experience miracles in your life. It's exactly the same principle. So when it comes to magic, I just have to ask the question, because all of us here are actually adults, there are no children amongst us. But if you ask children, is there magic? They'll absolutely say yes. For me, I did grow up in a magical world, like an enchanted world. My grandfather, by profession, was a magician, and he was also a pianist. So from a very young age, I was always kind of mesmerized with my grandfather doing magic. Whenever he came to visit, every Christmas, we do a whole magic show for us. So I did believe in magic, and I think all of us as kids at some point believed in Father Christmas or the Tooth Fairy, or we thought that there were fairies in the garden. I used to believe that my dolls came alive at midnight, and all my toys, and I was told this, and I just believed that they would be playing around, but then when I woke up in the morning, they'd be back in their position, so I'd never see them. But I believed that they did used to come to life. So all these kind of ideas when we were kids. But then what happens when you grow up into adults? It all kind of changes and becomes very serious, and then we start taking responsibility for our lives, and that becomes a different word. It becomes, we have responsibilities, and then those can kind of sometimes weigh us down and maybe be more challenging, or we might have problems in our life, and then kind of these things take their toll on us, and that belief or that magic that we used to experience as a child in our lives kind of goes away, and some people even become a bit disillusioned. Well, what if I said to you that the magic in life still exists? And if you want to create more magic in your life, you absolutely can. And the more you are aware that you create your own reality, and through the smallest practices of the most simple things and awareness, your life can really be a blessed and charmed life. And I'm not going to promise you that you're going to see, reindeers flying across the sky or anything like that, but I do promise you that the things that you always wanted, or the things that you really have as strong desires, will start manifesting into your life, will start coming into your life, the more awareness you have and the more you practice what I'm going to share tonight. So the whole lesson or Meaningful Monday of tonight, let me just let someone in, is actually based on this particular Bible quote. So it's from the book of Matthew, and it says this: for whoever has to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whoever has not, from him shall be taken away even that he has. When I heard this years ago, I was confused. I couldn't understand why someone who doesn't have, even what he does have, will be taken away from him. And how come people who've already got will be given more and will be abundant? It seemed a little bit unfair. It seems like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It doesn't seem quite right to me. But the truth is, the Bible's been translated many, many, many times. And sometimes certain verses get lost in translation. And this is a perfect example of it getting lost in translation. Can anyone explain this quote? Unmute your mic.
I think it's like the law of the universe.
Is it talking about faith?
Yes, it kind of is, to a degree. And Michelle, what were you thinking?
I think it's like the law of the universe or the law of attraction. You get what you are thinking about, even if it's not what you want.
Yep. So, Biljana said faith. If we think of whoever has, to him shall be given even more, and he'll become abundant. And for he who doesn't have, even that he has will be taken away. This is the riddle. In translation, the word that's missing in this quote is the word gratitude. So let's see how it reads again now. Whoever has gratitude will be given more, and he or she will have abundance. Whoever does not have gratitude, even what he or she has, will be taken from him or her. So if you look at it this way, this makes a lot of sense. And this goes back thousands and thousands of years, and it's as true today as it was then. So the magic that I'm talking about in a person's life is held in these actual words. This is the keystone. It says, if you are grateful, you will be given more and you will have abundance. And this doesn't matter what religion you follow, whether you're, what kind of person you are, where you come from, which country, what age, doesn't matter. It's describing a universal law, which is what Michelle said is the law of attraction. So your law of attraction is a scientific law. It's a physics law. It's actually based on the law of vibration, which says like attracts like. And Michelle's correct. You get what you think about, whether you want it or not. Now, if you're making notes, you want to write this down. Gratitude has a multiplying effect. It's the great multiplier. That's why this quote is what it is. And whatever is going on in your life, if you're complaining, it will multiply that. And if you're grateful and happy about something, it will multiply that. So whatever it is, you get what you think about, whether you want it or not, it's exactly that. So did you know that gratitude actually shields you from negativity? And the reason it does that is if you're feeling very grateful, you actually raise your vibration. And in a law of vibration or law of attraction, and we're living in a universe of vibration, and this law of attraction is always in play and precise. If you're grateful, you raise your vibration. So you're going to attract things that are a vibrational match. And if they're happy and grateful things, more things will come into your life that make you happy and grateful. And that's how it actually shields you from negativity. You can only have negativity come in your life if you are at that low vibration yourself. You can never be at a high vibration and attract negativity. And you can never be at a low vibration of negativity and attract good things in your life. They are out of harmony. They're incongruent. So it does shield you from negativity. It does, they've done studies, makes you at least 25% happier. When it says it rewires your brain, I'm going to suggest something to you as we go through here tonight, a practice that you can do. The more you practice gratitude, the more you are training and conditioning your mind to think in a certain way. And the more often you do that, you are building a stronger and stronger neurological pathway. And that's what it means, rewire your brain. Till eventually you just are a person who's happy and a person who's grateful. And a happy and grateful person lives a magical life. You keep attracting more good things into your life. Life gets better and better for you. Also, you cannot be grateful and stressed at the same time. You cannot be grateful and angry or any negative emotion at the same time. So if you're filling your mind intentionally with things to be grateful for, it eliminates stress because you can't think of a positive and negative thought at the same time. You cannot. It's impossible. If you don't believe me, you try it. You can't think a happy and unhappy thought. You can't have a feeling unhappy and unhappy at the same time. It's one or the other. They've done studies where they've increased a person's gratitude, whichever technique they use, and their body actually has a healing effect. Whatever they need to heal from is accelerated and increased. It helps people sleep better. Also, if we're very, very grateful, you'll find that your happiness, you lifted, you walk a little bit straight, a little bit more upright, you feel a bit better every day, you're more optimistic, you're more positive to speak to, and this actually gives you a better self-esteem. Because if you feel better about whatever's going on in the world, you feel better about yourself. And if you start off the day just focusing on feeling good about yourself, you'll feel better about the world. It's the same thing. Also, the better your self-esteem, the better your performance. So it's almost like a continuous momentum in the right direction if we stay in that cycle of practicing gratitude. We spoke about the law of attraction. It also improves relationships. You know, I can tell you this, and it may be a little bit direct, a little bit blunt, but if there's any relationship that's not good in your life, I can just say to you straight out, for sure, you're not grateful about that person. And by the same token, if you've got a bad relationship and you just started to list as many things as you can that you're grateful for about that person, by the end of that, you would feel better about them. You would actually feel more love towards them, or even more kindness, or just more happiness just at the thought of them. So this law of attraction, let's let someone else into the room, is one of several universal laws. And I just need to make this point. Universal laws are undeviating. They are consistent. They're always in play. And most importantly, they don't depend on your belief. So you don't even have to believe in the law of gravity, as an example. You don't have to believe in the law of gravity, but it will still apply. You can just jump off a 2-story building and you'll see the law of gravity absolutely applies. You can pick up something and drop it no matter what you believe. So many people wonder about the law of attraction. I think, is it really true? I was one myself years ago. I found about the first time I really found out about the law of attraction was in 2006 when I watched Rhonda Byrne's movie, The Secret. And it took me years to really believe it, because sometimes you think circumstances just happen. Oh, this just happened. Nothing just happens. We are creating our reality. We really are. So even, let's just take this pandemic as an example. It may be occurring all over the world, but I can tell you that every single person's experience of it is different. And if you ask me what my experience is compared to someone else, it'll be different. And I was speaking to Laura Silva. For those of you who know the Silva method, created by Jose Silva. It's a program that I teach, a 4-day dynamic meditation program. Jose's daughter's name is Laura Silva, and we were talking a couple of months ago specifically about the pandemic and how some people will say it's like 2020 or 2021, whichever one, was the worst year of their lives. You will hear other people say it was the best year of their lives, and they mean that. Why would that be so different for two people? It's not just happens, just coincidence. The circumstances are different. It's always, always in accordance with a universal law, the law of attraction. Now, the law of attraction is actually more like a marketing term. It's really the law of vibration is the law of attraction. That like attracts like, and that is likened to itself is drawn. So feeling happy, you attract things in your life that are going to make you more happy. Feeling angry, feeling frustrated, you're going to attract more things into your life that make you feel angry and frustrated. And that's exactly why when some people say this 2021 was the worst year they ever had, they think it's bad. They'll get more proof. It'll happen. They'll attract it. They'll say, oh, you see, it is bad. Now they've got a proof point. Now they believe it even more. Now they have a stronger belief. They attracted even more of that. And they say, oh, there's more evidence. The same token goes for a person who says things are actually good and there's some blessings in disguise here and this is working out for me, and they find the positive and they're grateful for the things that are working and that are right. Even if they have to intentionally make an effort to do that, they're focusing on the good things and being thankful. And the more they do that, more is going to flow into their life to make them more happy and thankful. So just for your reference, not that you need to know this, but the law of vibration, or the law of attraction, for example, is one of several universal laws. There's a law of polarity, the law of rhythm, the law of gender, the law of cause and effect, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, when energy flows into form, into different forms. If you want to know more about all the laws and how to live in harmony with them, I've done a Meaningful Monday quite a while ago. Just look on my YouTube page. It's called Living in Harmony with Universal Law. This is only one of the laws. You can learn to live in harmony with all the laws through awareness and understanding. But this law is the law that really governs our experience in life. Why? Because it's directly related to what you think and what you feel. And often what you feel is a result of what you think. So when a person complains and says, I don't like my job, you are going into a vibration that's equal to I don't like my job. And you are going to get experiences that you attract like iron filings to a magnet. You're attracting these things into your life that are going to absolutely equal and match that statement, I don't like my job. And from then on, it's true. You'll tell people it's true. Here's the evidence. Look what happened. I don't like one. Look why my job is terrible. You'll find evidence. This is a saying. They say first we create our beliefs and then we prove them back to ourselves. It's because once you have a belief, you have a feeling that's quite strong and ingrained about a certain subject, and everything is going to match that experience and can keep proving it back to you. So if we said, I haven't got enough money, it's going to be your reality. You will create that because you cannot create money by thinking that you don't have enough. It's impossible. It's against the law. It's like mathematics. We can't say that 2 + 2 is 7. It cannot be. So you can't complain that you don't have enough money and actually create more money. So that's just really, it's just about awareness of what we're thinking all the time. And sometimes, oh, that seems quite easy. No, it's not. Even the most aware people on the planet are unaware of about, I would reckon, 80% of their thoughts every day. Probably even more than that. We're aware of very few of our thoughts. But with practice and actually ramping up our gratitude practice, we become more and more aware and can actually start changing our thinking and becoming better. And as we get more, we have better experiences because we're now being more positive and grateful. And as we get more positive experiences, we just go more into gratitude and we create more momentum, and the cycle kind of goes upward in a great upward spiral. And we practice and train ourselves and train our vibration to an upward place. This is really the purpose of practicing gratitude, is to train your vibration to an upward place. And through practice, and you've got to keep doing it. You can never say, okay, I'm going to practice gratitude for 30 days and then I'm going to be set and done. There's no way. I speak from myself. I mean, I teach this stuff and I have to continuously practice gratitude. I kid you not, if I stopped a gratitude journal for 7 days, I see it reflected in my results. If I pick up gratitude and do it, whether it's once a day at night, how my life is, or I am intentional and do it twice. Once in the morning, free flow writing, and once at night, my own gratitude journals. I write specifically on something. It shows in my results. And if that's 2 practices that significantly change my results, and it's really true, I'm not just saying this, there's no reason for me to make this up. I've got nothing to gain or lose by it. I'm telling you the truth here. Then wouldn't it make sense to actually decide, well, I need to actually practice gratitude at a whole other level to really improve my life, especially in the circumstance like this where things keep changing really often, and often they change. And sometimes it feels like our freedoms have been taken away or we're restricted in some way, especially when was lockdown or things. So we need to become more aware of when we're complaining and practice with more intention things that we do have and be so grateful for them, and you will see that you get more opportunities and things get better and better. So if someone said, for example, I don't like my job, I remember doing this myself years ago when I was in corporate. It probably was Rhonda Byrne or The Secret, probably the same author. I just remember she was saying, well, if you don't like your job, and at the time I actually didn't, this is about 11 years ago, I didn't like my job and I wasn't really happy, I was not doing well at the time, then I had to, as a practice, find things to be grateful for. And you know what, even if it's just that I said, I'm so grateful that this job pays me a salary that buys my food, that pays my bills, that puts a roof over my head, that makes me afford clothes, that I can eat out, that I can afford petrol, that I can afford a car, I can get from A to B, I can travel on an international holiday. There's a whole list of things to be grateful for now. And it all comes from one thing from the job, the paycheck. If it's only that, I could create a list. And I started to just practice it, and everything started to change for me. And believe it or not, I actually started to force myself to practice that I loved my job, finding anything that I could to love my job and be focused on it and practice it. And it was several months later, everything had turned around for me, and I did actually love my job. Nothing at work had changed, not my boss, not my clients, not my desk, not my role. I changed. And this is what I want for all of you that are listening, is to know that you can change your reality if you change your focus. Are you complaining, or are you grateful as much as possible all the time? So the law of attraction just says that you must attract more of the things that you're thinking about and that you're feeling. And here are other ways of saying it. In the Bible, it says you reap what you sow. So if you reap negativity, you're going to sow negativity. Negative thoughts can never, ever give you positive outcomes. And sometimes we forget that. And the reason that we sometimes forget that is, I have to say it, complaining is a habit. And when someone else starts to, like, let's say you've seen a friend and you haven't seen them for a while, and you bump into them and how things are going, and they start to complain, it's like, well, I wouldn't be able to share how great my life is if they're complaining. It just seems like they'll be a bit annoying. But the truth is, if we join people in the complaining pity party, we cannot create better in our lives, and you keep neutralizing any other gratitude practice that you have during the day. So even if you gratitude journal in the morning and you do it at night, but in the middle of the day when you meet certain people, you end up complaining, you neutralize it. So you really have to become more and more aware and more focused that you do reap what you sow, and every action always has an opposite and equal reaction. That's the law of cause and effect. It's another universal law. So every action of giving thanks always causes an opposite reaction of receiving. And the more sincere and the more deeply grateful we are, the more we will receive. I did a mastermind a few months ago on a book by Wallace D. Wattles called The Science of Getting Rich. And it was a brilliant book. And one of the chapters was on gratitude. And the words that he used is give deep and reverent gratitude for the smallest things. So think about that. Deep and reverent, like you revere the source of from where all things come for the smallest thing. And every single person in that mastermind, everyone, bar none, said in those few weeks we were together, their results had changed significantly. They were happier. They felt better. For many of them, their health improved. And that really is down to just being extremely focused and intentional about being grateful. So be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way that things are, and the whole world will belong to you. Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu is the person who wrote the Tao Te Ching, which is a great book. All right. So the golden thread really just means throughout history, the practice of gratitude has been done by the greatest leaders, or the greatest thought leaders, or the greatest change agents of all time. And it goes back thousands and thousands of years. There's not anything new. The other thing to note, which I'm sure you know, is that every single personal development teacher talks about gratitude, saying, I've heard this before. I've also heard it before, but do I always practice it? No. So my purpose for tonight is just to bring a lot of awareness to the practice of gratitude and the awareness of complaining, especially in a time like this. We've been through a really strange 2020 and 2021 with what's been going on. I can tell you that in every single religion in the world, gratitude is in every one of those books. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, and all the others. And if you think of certain leaders in those different faiths, Jesus used to say thank you before he performed miracles. Krishna said whatever he's offered, he accepts with joy and thanks. Buddha said, you have no cause for anything but joy and gratitude. And then, of course, other great leaders which we know about, like Gandhi or Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, the Dalai Lama, people like that, all talk about gratitude, including Einstein. He also spoke about it. Now, what's interesting is that those are formal religions. But in the indigenous cultures, for thousands of years, they practiced gratitude when they wanted something. So they actually practiced gratitude before they received. So if they wanted rain, they did a ceremony to give thanks and praise for rain and do a rain dance. Even though it hadn't rained yet, they were in the middle of a drought. But that's how they brought the rain. Same as food and prosperity. If they wanted to have more food and more prosperity, they used to imagine it and celebrate as if they had it already. So this goes back thousands of years. Now, how can you experience the magic of gratitude in your life? The answer is that we actually must practice it. And I'm going to give you a couple of practices tonight. Here's just a quick quote. When you rise in the morning, give thanks for the light, for your life, for your strength. Give thanks for your food and for the joy of living. If you see no reason to give thanks, the fault lies in yourself. This is actually very true. And what's also true is that no matter how bad your life is, no matter how much is wrong, there is still an infinite amount of things we can be grateful for. We can always be grateful. So to bring magic into your life, let me just go back here. The formula, oops, hold on. There we go. To bring magic into your life, it's really talking, the magic in your life is really happiness. And it's also the spontaneous manifestations of things that you want, small things, big things, goals, desires. You just manifest more and more of these things. And there's a saying that says, happy people are not more grateful. Grateful people are more happy. So this applies to relationships. If your relationships are bad and you find things about that person to be grateful for, and sometimes it's not easy. If you take a relationship that's really broken, it might be really difficult to sit down and find 10 things to be grateful for, but find anything to be grateful for. If it's okay, a perfect example is if you divorced but had kids with a person and you got nothing more in common, then at least when you look at your children, be grateful for that person who made it possible for you to have your children, and then find 10 things that you're grateful for in your children. All those things that you're grateful for come from actually that person, and slowly but surely you can turn that relationship around. You can even turn around situations where you find it difficult to forgive using gratitude. It's a transformational emotion. It even transforms health. Abraham Hicks, for anyone who follows Abraham Hicks, says this: if there are 10 things going on in your life and 9 of them are good and 1 is bad, often human beings focus on the one that's bad. And I find that quite interesting. And that's a good example for us all to learn from. So I know for myself, sometimes when we are in good health, we take it for granted. And then you have some small little ailment. Let's say you really twisted your ankle and that's really painful. Suddenly you really complain about this one thing so much and have a focus on it. But when you had perfect health of every single other part of your body, we take it for granted sometimes. I'm not saying always, but it can be. So even with health, if there is a part of your health that's not so good, Spend the time expressing deep and reverent gratitude, even especially in writing, for every other part of you that is healthy. Everything, every organ, every cell, blood, whatever it may be. Then it's a simple fact that when you're not grateful, you cannot receive more in return, and you actually stop the magic. So this is really interesting. To receive, you have to give, and we have to give first. Some people say, I will be grateful when it arrives. Well, it doesn't work that way. If you want it to arrive, you've got to be grateful first. So we have to give to receive. That's the law. And it works in everything. For example, if you have a job, you've got to work a month and then get paid. If you want a good body, you've got to go to gym first and then you get the better body. If you want to reduce weight, you've got to practice eating better first and then you get it. It's the same as things in material value, happiness, love, joy, whatever it may be. And interestingly enough, including money. I do a separate teaching on tithing, but it's the same thing. People think they'll tithe when they get the money. Other way around. Give first, and the law of sowing and reaping, cause and effect, circulation comes into effect, and that's how we bring into our life more of what we want. So when we are ungrateful, listen to the words of this. We take things for granted. Taking things for granted means we are taking, we are not giving. Gratitude is giving. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are giving thanks. So if we want to receive, we have to first give, and that's giving thanks, and you will receive. And taking for granted is taking and not giving. And if we keep taking, we can't receive. So give first, then get. There's no other way around that. So the flip side is that when we're not counting our blessings, we can fall into the trap of unintentionally counting negative things. And by the law of attraction, like iron filings drawn to a magnet, whenever we are aware of negative things, we just attract more and more negative things into our life. Okay, so the magic formula is really just the words thank you and certain practices that I'm going to share with you which can help. So it doesn't matter where you are in your life, and I mean this. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. I always say your life can change in 24 hours. Anything can happen in your life in 24 hours. And there have been times in my own life where it was either just going on ungrateful without any awareness. Things started to get not so good. And then I'm aware of what's not working. And my awareness of what's not working gives me a feeling that's negative. And things get worse and worse. And as I'm watching things get worse, there'll be a day where I suddenly remind myself that the only way to improve my life and to have more magic happen is through gratitude. And I then become like overly intentional and start to practice gratitude for every single tiny thing. For getting up in the morning, I'm alive, thank you. Put my 2 feet on the ground, I can stand, thank you. I'll get to the bathroom, my kidneys work, I go to the bathroom, I'm healthy, that can happen. Thank you. My breakfast, thank you. Driving to work, thank you. Everything I see on the road, every plant, every flower, every tree, every stone, everything, thank you. The lampposts, thank you. We've got electricity. Thank you that we even have roads to drive on. Someone designed them. I don't know when, and now they're just there for me to drive them. Someone designed my car. It really works wonders. Thank you. Everything. I've got an office. I just go on and on. Thank you. And I kid you not, from experience, not from theory, from experience, I can tell you that, and I tell this to my coaching clients, your life can change in 24 hours. If you decide to make a radical U-turn on the road of complaining or just being complacent, they're all the big C's. Have you noticed? The big C's are complacent, complaining. And we just take a U-turn and we just decide for everything I'm going to be grateful. Absolutely everything, including what goes wrong. And you think, what? Yes, including what goes wrong. I'm decided I'm going to be grateful for what goes wrong. Why? Because I'm going to force myself to find a lesson in that, a teaching point for me. I can learn something. When something goes wrong, you can learn something. Napoleon Hill says, within every temporary defeat lies the seed of an equivalent advantage. You just have to use your mind and find that thing. So When we deliberately give gratitude, when we are feeling the feelings of gratitude, all it does is it accelerates the magic in your life and the things that you want to flow into your life more and more. So increase and expand the giving of thanks with emotion, deep and reverent gratitude, as much emotion as you can, then you will receive it back faster and greater than you can imagine. If anyone does follow Abraham Hicks, they talk about if you have a negative thought, change it in under 17 seconds. So if you realize you've got a negative thought or you're starting to complain, just stop, cancel, say something positive in under 17 seconds. They say if you keep a thought on one subject for 17 seconds, it will attach by the law of attraction another thought of the same vibration or the same theme. If you do that for another 17 seconds, it will attach another thought. And if you do that again, another one. And once you've got 4 times 17, you've got 68 seconds now, and you actually start to bring things into manifestation. So when I heard this, I thought, that's interesting. I'm going to practice gratitude for 68 seconds. And I do. I have this watch, and if I just press the button there, it immediately puts on a stopwatch. Okay, you can't see it was on there. And what I often do when I'm very intentional is the smallest thing can happen that goes right. And I put the stopwatch on, and I just say thank you. Those are the only 2 words. Thank you, thank you, thank you, over and over. And I pass 68 seconds. And I even put my hand on my heart and just really feel those feelings of thank you. And I try and embody the feeling tone of thank you. And I give that to you as a free practice. Try it. Try it at least once a day. I promise you, as I sit here, things will get better for you. Good luck will come your way. You'll get the feeling that suddenly you kind of getting on a lucky streak. More and more of that will happen. The next thing you'll be thinking that you're actually riding a wave, and this does work. And the more you practice it, the better it gets. So 68 seconds. I do that, and also 68 seconds, if you write it, it's 1.08. And if anyone knows about the number 108, it's quite a spiritual number. So deliberately think for everything and say the magic words, thank you. And the more you say those words, the more gratitude you'll feel. And feelings is the attractive force of the law of attraction. And then, of course, the more abundance you will receive. Willie Nelson, interesting. We've got a quote of Willie Nelson with a bunch of roses. Anyway, it says, when I start counting my blessings, my whole life turned around. I have to say, it's true. I've experienced that in my own life. And when I don't feel grateful and I'm complacent or complain, things go wrong. All right. So the first technique or exercise that I want to give to you, I'm going to give you 3. The first one is count your blessings. It's something we've all heard of. Everyone has said count your blessings. But how about a practice like this? Every morning you wake up and you sit down and you write 10 things in a book, like a journal, every single day. And you mark on a 6x5 grid the date. If you've done your journaling, write the date or write at the top of your page. And make sure that you don't miss a day. And you check yourself that you write and count your blessings every single day, and do it as early as you can in the morning. So for me, I wake up, I meditate or exercise and meditate, whichever way around. And straight after that, gratitude writing. So write 10 things, and preferably by hand. It's the best because you use the right side of your brain, and write it like this. These are the 4 statements. You just repeat them until you get to 10. I'm truly blessed to have my health because, and why? Because I get to enjoy life. I get to walk around. I get to, be free. I'm able to enjoy eating any food, whatever it may be. So I'm so happy and grateful for whatever the thing is. Because why? I'm grateful for what? Because of why? We keep using the word why, because when you have why, you give it a strong purpose, and it deepens your gratitude. Whenever you use the word because, it deepens your gratitude. So whenever you give thanks, just say because this, because that, because that. Come up with as many reasons as you can. And then once you've written your 10 statements, you just read them, and at the end of each one, you just put your hand on your heart, you close your eyes, and you just say thank you 3 times. And you will see writing them was good, But reading them back and saying thank you, you're going to feel like $1,000,000 when you finish doing it. It takes, I don't know, 10 minutes to do this exercise every morning. It makes a huge difference. It's made a huge difference in me. I've really been practicing this, and I can say it's changed results. There's no doubt. Why? Because the law of attraction is undeviating and is consistent. And you can just choose the subjects you want to write for counting your blessings. One day, for example, could be health. One day could be work. Let me just open this waiting room. One day it could be money. It could be relationships. It could be your purpose, or it could be your passions, what you're passionate about. 10 gratitude statements on passion. Why wouldn't you? On happiness, on love, on nature, on the planet, on fresh air, having clean water, having the blessing of the sun. I mean, the sun, it lights up the whole world. It's good for everything. Everything benefits from the sun. Everything grows because of the sun. So whatever it may be. And you just do that every single day. That's the one. Then when it comes to magic health, I have to say the greatest wealth is health. And sometimes people take health for granted until they lose their health. And if you know anyone who's lost their health or some part of their health, it helps to raise our own awareness of how important health is and what a blessing it is, because you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, you can't enjoy it. You can have all the wonderful people in your life. If you've got poor health, you can't enjoy the people as much or do things with them as much as you want to. So really, the greatest wealth is health. And unfortunately for some people, it can be the one thing, if it's all going for us, that we don't even focus on. We focus on what we haven't got, whether it's, I don't know, something to do with our jobs or to do with money or to do with other things or a partner. And we sometimes maybe forget about health, but health is so important. It's such a precious thing. And with this awareness, you are given health every day. It's not a status quo thing. You actually are given health. Every breath you take is not your breath, because if it was you that were breathing it, like intentionally, you wouldn't breathe when you're sleeping. You don't think about breathing. Who's breathing you? Where do you get the breath? So you're given life. You're given your heartbeat. You are given the digestive, whatever's going on, the complicated functions in your body. These are given. So when we are grateful, we receive all this health with absolute gratitude. And the more health that we are grateful for, the more health we will have. I don't know if any of you know Reverend Michael Beckwith. I love him. I think he's awesome. He was featured in The Secret, and he decided to wake up every day and with strong intention, just repeat the statement for I don't know how long. Thank you that I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now. And he actually reversed his eyesight from wearing glasses to wearing no glasses today. He brought his eyes back to perfect health just by an intentional meditation every day. Just keep on saying, thank you. I can see clearer and clearer every day, over and over. So they say you can do that with your eyesight, your hearing, all your senses. So I just want to give you a quick practice, just a very short thing. I just like you to all try this. Let me just put this off for a quick second so I can see you all. Just all close your eyes for a second. This is going to be very short, like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. A short little meditation, but just experience how lovely this is. Just close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale and just relax your body. Just take another slow, deep and rhythmic breath and just keep breathing deeply, slowly and rhythmically. And relax your body. And right outside my window, someone's playing hectic music. How weird is that? I don't know if you can hear it. But just relax, just zone that out. And as you relax, I want you just to think about your legs and your feet. They are your main form of transportation in your life. Think about all the things that you use your legs for, like balancing, standing up, sitting down, exercising, dancing, climbing steps, driving a car. Most of all, the miracle of walking. Your legs and feet allow you to walk around your home, Just to get up and walk to the bathroom is a blessing. Some people can't do that. Or just to get up and walk to the kitchen to get a drink. Some people can't do something as simple as that. Or to walk to your car. Your legs and feet allow you to walk around stores, to walk down streets, or to walk along the beach. What a blessing. The ability to walk gives us freedom, that we can enjoy our life. So just say thank you for my legs and feet and really mean it. Think about your arms and your hands and how many things you pick up and hold in one day. Your hands are the major tools of your life, and they are in non-stop use all day long, every day. Your hands allow you to write, to eat a meal, something as simple as picking up our food and eating it. We do that with our hands. Sometimes we take that for granted. Your hands allow you to use a phone or a computer. You shower or bath yourself using your hands. You use them to dress yourself, to go to the bathroom, to pick up things, to hold them. Everything you do for yourself, you do with your hands. Without the use of your hands, you'd be dependent on people to do all these things for you, everything. Just say thank you for my arms, my hands, and my fingers, and really mean it. And now just think about your amazing senses. Your sense of taste gives you so much pleasure multiple times throughout the day as you eat and you drink. And you know when you've lost your sense of taste, for example, when you have a cold, how the joy of eating and drinking disappears when you can't taste. So just say thank you for your amazing sense of taste. Your sense of smell enables you to smell the beautiful fragrances in life. The smell of beautiful flowers or a person's perfume, clean sheets, the smell of cooking dinner, the smell of a burning fire if you're having sitting around a fire together, or freshly cut grass, the smell of a beautiful brewed coffee or freshly baked bread, or the smell after it rains. All those wonderful experiences are all because we have the sense of smell. Just say thank you for my wonderful sense of smell. And if you think about the miracle of your eyes, they enable you to see the faces of your loved ones. You're able to read printed books or newspapers or emails or whatever it may be, watch movies, or just see the beauty of nature. And most importantly, to see your way through life. Whatever you do, you see your way through life. You put a blindfold on for 5 minutes, boy, and then you realize how much we can appreciate our eyes. Think of the people that you love and how good it is to observe and talk to people and look at them and look into someone else's eyes. What a beautiful and soulful experience. Or to see a sunset or a beautiful bird or a beautiful art, whatever it may be. Just say thank you for my eyes that enable me to see everything. And think about your ears, enabling you to hear your own voice or to hear other people's voices, or the sound of children laughing. And imagine if you had no sense of hearing, you wouldn't be able to use a phone, or my absolute best, to hear music, to listen to the radio, or to hear the voices of your loved ones talking, or to hear the sounds of just the world around you, birds chirping the first thing in the morning when you wake up. Just with your eyes closed, just say thank you for my hearing. We also have the sense of touch. We can feel rough or smooth, warm or cold, and also with a sense of touch, we can experience the human touch. To hold someone's hand, or to have someone hold yours, or give you a hug. How good it is to feel that touch. Now, to use any of your senses would be impossible without your brain, which processes over 1 million messages a second through all of your senses. It's actually your brain that enables you to sense and experience life. There is no computer technology on this planet that can duplicate what your brain can do. So just say thank you for my beautiful brain and my beautiful mind that works so perfectly. And then think about the trillions. You have about 70 trillion cells in your body, all working unceasingly, 24/7 for your health, for your life. Say thank you, cells. And think what about all your life-sustaining organs that continuously filtering your blood or cleaning your body, renewing everything in your systems. The fact that they do all their work automatically without you having to even think about it. Just say thank you, organs. You're working perfectly. And if they're not working perfectly, thank those organs that are working perfectly. And thank the one that's not working perfectly for getting better and better every day. Neil Donald Walsh says, gratitude in advance is the most powerful creative force in the universe. So just with an appreciation of just a few things about your health and your body, just say a last thank you and just acknowledge that feeling. We have so much to be grateful for just regarding our health. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So it's so beautiful. Who feels better than they did just from doing that? Just raise your hand. Yeah, so imagine if we could do that every day. Our health would improve, our lives would improve. Remember, as long as you're feeling the feelings of gratitude, it doesn't necessarily mean it's on that subject that you get the magic in your life or the manifestations. You could get absolute pleasure and gratitude from your pet and just be so grateful for having them in your life that you can feel that unconditional love or just the pleasure of them loving you or seeing them or whatever. And you could manifest something in a relationship, money, a job, a career, whatever it may be. They don't have to be related. It's more that feeling that we hold. But just that one about health, if we do focus specifically on our health, we improve our health, we strengthen our immune system. And if you've got anything wrong in your body, that's surely and certainly one way to improve your health every day. When we are not well, again, I'll talk about those 10 things in our life, and if one's wrong, how we end up focusing on the one wrong thing. It's to practice focusing on the 9 good things and ignore that one that's wrong and just keep having gratitude for the other 9, and so your life will improve. And then the magical way out of negativity, just a practice here. And I actually was doing this practice throughout COVID and doing it, throughout lockdown. So anything in your life that's a negative situation, so let's just say your relationship is in turmoil, or you've got financial struggles or pressures, or you've got a lack of health in some area, or a problem in a job, any negative situation. Sometimes the negative situation actually arises out of a lack of gratitude over a long period of time. And that's really often what happens when a relationship with a person is really broken or not very good. It's always a lack of gratitude over a long period of time that has landed up to be where it's ended up. Now, when we stop being grateful or we stop giving thanks for anything, we actually stop that magic and we cause more things to go wrong in our lives. So in any situation in your life, especially things that are difficult and not working for you, it's a practice to sit down and find at least 10 things that you're grateful for in that situation, even that thing that's negative. So, for example, I'll just give you an example quickly. It's called the gratitude game. Let's just say someone had lost their job and they were unemployed, and they've done many things to try and get employed and they're still unemployed. Now you can complain, but if you complain, you're only going to bring more negative things in your life and things will get worse. But even in that scenario, if you said, well, I'm so happy and grateful to have had more time with my family during this period, or I'm happy and grateful that my life is in a lot better order because I've had more spare time and I've sorted some things out that I've left, not done for a long period of time. Or I'm grateful that I actually have had a job for most of my life, and because of that, I've got good experience, and that will help me get another job. Or I'm truly grateful that this is the first time in my life that I've ever been unemployed. Some people, it's the 10th time, even more than that. And I'm grateful for anything. I'm grateful for my family's encouragement during this period and for their support. So you can just go on and find more and more things. So if you did that, I'll give you an example. Sometimes there were some directives that came out that I wasn't happy with. Let's say we call it the government. People can always complain about something to do with the government. I forced myself every day to find 10 things that I can thank them for and be grateful for, whatever that may be. And you will find things. There will be more than 10 things. There'll be a lot more. So as you focus on the good and just ignore the bad, things will get better and better. The other thing is, as a challenge, see if you can get through a day without actually complaining about anything. And you will realize how difficult it is because we have it as a habit. A good way to practice, you can put an elastic band around your arm, and if you catch yourself complaining, put it off and put it on the other wrist. And if you find yourself complaining, put it, and just, it makes you very aware how many times you swap that elastic band. What's a really good practice if you're making notes is whenever you notice yourself thinking negatively or saying something negative, say cancel, like I always say, and make it positive. And then say this, but I have to say that I'm really grateful for, and just come up with something. So something's wrong, but I have to say I'm really grateful for, and you just train yourself to get out of negative and immediately say, but I'm grateful for something. And as you practice that, you'll eventually become so aware and so attuned, you will reduce the complaining altogether. Buddha said, let us rise up and be thankful. For if we didn't learn a lot, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, well, at least we didn't die. So let us all be grateful. So as you can see, there's always something to be grateful for. All right, to sum it up, the law of attraction, you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. And with that, the difference between gratitude and complaining are worlds apart. We have to practice to be on the side of gratitude, because complaining is just a habit, and the average person without awareness does that. The golden thread, the power of gratitude throughout history has been there, and it's consistent because it's a universal law. It's a simple fact that when you're not grateful, you cannot receive more in return. So just to improve your life, just decide that from tonight, your gratitude journal before you go to bed tonight, you'll do it every morning when you wake up. Put a gratitude journal in a place that you cannot miss it. You know where I put mine? On the dining room table. I eat my breakfast there. So either I'm gratitude journaling before I eat my breakfast, or if my time is going quickly and I eat my breakfast, I can't leave the dining room table till I've written count my blessings, my 10 things. So just create a habit. Put that journal somewhere. And then I've got a different gratitude journal that I put next to my bed at night. The last thing I do every single night before I go to bed is write in my gratitude journal just a few things. It does change your life, and it starts to condition your mind just to be more and more grateful, and things get better and better. Thank you must become the 2 words that you deliberately say and feel. When you're driving or taking public transport, make it a habit as you're driving to thank every single thing you see. Every car on the road, every pavement, every tree, just thank. Find everything. Thank you that it's a blue sky today. Thank you for that bird that just flew across there. How lovely. Thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the fresh air, whatever it may be. It's just practice. Okay, accountability that I spoke about. Remember to say what you're thankful for and why. You want to have because this, because that, say why. And then for health, the gift of health is keeping me alive. Oh yes, I wanted to say, after that exercise where we did that closed eye, quick gratitude, a great thing to write on a piece of paper and stick it somewhere where you see it every day. Maybe when you're brushing your teeth, stick it on your mirror. Just write the words. The gift of health is keeping me alive. It is a gift. We are gifted every breath. We are gifted the digestion of every meal. We are gifted our kidneys. Everything we drink goes through our kidneys. We purify our blood. We clean our system. We excrete. Everything is a gift. We don't have to control anything. It happens automatically for us. And the more we focus on the gift of health that's keeping us alive, the better our health will become. And then out of negativity, I spoke about that. Find something in your life. In fact, I want you just now, I'm going to give you 20 seconds. I want you to write down on a piece of paper in front of you, what's the biggest area of concern in your life right now? What's the biggest problem you have? Write that down, please. Just write down that problem or that negative situation, the turmoil in a relationship, a financial struggle, a job struggle, a decision struggle, something that broke or got lost or anything. Just write down the biggest problem that you have right now. And then once you've written it, just draw a big block around it. And that can be your, let's call it for tomorrow. The first practice that you do with gratitude is on that subject tomorrow. It's that. Why? Because gratitude will transform that situation. Find 10 things about that situation that you're grateful for, even if it means the lessons you're learning from it or the opportunities to be creative because you need to solve this thing. It's forcing you to get out of your comfort zone and find the answers or solutions. All of these are things to be grateful for because they're helping you grow as a person. And if you find 10 things to be grateful for, read them regularly about that situation and keep your mind on that side of the thoughts of that subject and not on the complaining side of the thoughts of that subject, and you will transform that subject. And the gratitude game, 10 things to be grateful for. Okay, we just said that if you have a problem or a negative situation. Okay, that's the end of the lesson for tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. Did you? Okay, Michelle's nodding. The rest of the people, Gloria, I can see the rest of I can't see you all. Hope that's been helpful. I really have to say, if you like this, practice those 3 things. Get into the swing of it. Get into the habit of it. And if you really wanted to ramp it up, I read this book, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. It's a 28-day practice. And I have to tell you, it was amazing. It really did change things. It really, really did. My life became so much better. I feel so much better. And I actually picked that book up when I was feeling in a bit of a low. I just had a bit of, I don't know, lockdown fatigue and losing motivation. Just after 2 or 3 days, I've got to do something. I've got to do something. I can't do this anymore. I'll find something. And blessed enough to, pick that book up. Actually, Nancy bought that for me as a gift. I was reading a different Rhonda Byrne book, and I just said, this is one of the best books I've ever read. And then as a gift, the ones I hadn't read, I got them as a gift. So I even manifested the book itself. So, gratitude does really work. Any comments from anyone before we close with a meditation? No? All right. So just the events that are coming up. There's a Silver Method class starting on Thursday. If anybody does want to join, it is online. It's online, so if someone wants to join, you can still join. Then there's a Living in the Flow 1-day retreat. There are only 2 spots left. It's on the 12th of December in Sydney, meeting face-to-face. We're going to start off in Cabarita Park with a nature exercise. And then we will spend some time out in nature, and then we'll head back to the office and we'll do a whole lot of beautiful exercises that all come from my book, Living in the Flow. So we're covering the first 4 chapters. You get a workbook. We'll be doing a vision board creative exercise, a gratitude creative exercise on the day, and focus around our purpose, our vision, and our goals, and connecting with source energy, talking about our intuition and practicing certain things. And so that's that, if anyone's interested. And then if anyone hasn't done Think and Grow Rich as a mastermind, it's my most in-demand mastermind. I've been doing it for years and years now. Every single year I do Think and Grow Rich, and some years I've done it twice. It's the most popular one that I do. If you don't know about Think and Grow Rich, I would say it's one of the best personal development books in the world ever written, coming from 1938. If you've done the Silver Method but haven't done Think and Grow Rich, I recommend you do Think and Grow Rich. It's very similar to what Jose Silva was teaching, but in a way more applicable and like how it relates woven into your life. So it's based on 13 principles of success. And these 13 principles, one of them is the power of the mastermind, believe it or not. And the book actually says you need to read the book, not read, study the book 3 times over, and then you'll never want to stop. And that's the reason I provide it every single year, because there are some people who've done Think and Grow Rich 4 times with me, and they still want to do another one. Because once you get the philosophy of those 13 principles, you do never want to stop, because that book is so deep and so rich. You can study it for a lifetime and never stop growing. So we only take 10 people. It's the only one I'll do next year. If you are interested, please do book in. It is available. So that's Think and Grow Rich. All right, let's meditate. So we're going to, if you're new with me tonight, we're going to first reset the body through a relaxation process and visualizing a waterfall. Just follow the instructions just to cleanse, or imagine that you're cleansing yourself with beautiful white light. And as we reset the body and reset the mind through relaxation, you're then going to set your intention for the month ahead for November. And I'll ask you at the end, towards the end, 3 questions. I'd like you to grab a pen and paper and close your eyes and be in the most comfortable position with the least movement. And at the end, when I do ask you the questions, you just write the first impressions that come to mind. Don't judge anything or analyze. Just write the answers down, and they will be answers from your intuition. If you answer the questions right now with your eyes open, you'll get different answers because you're using your left brain, your analytical, logical brain. But when you're in a very deep, relaxed state at the alpha level, you actually use your right brain, and that's where your intuition is. And those answers are truth for you. All right. So I'll just put some music on. Can you hear this? All right, just relax. Keep a pen and paper handy. It's really important. You'll get some good answers for yourself and your own life and your guidance. And then when you're ready, just close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, just relax and let the tensions in your body just release. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, blow out through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle and release all tensions. And let's start to focus on relaxing our body, starting at the very top of our head. Just focus on your scalp and relax your scalp. You might feel a tingling sensation. That's from conscious relaxation. Continue to breathe deeply, slowly and rhythmically. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes and the tissue surrounding your eyes. Relax your cheeks. Relax your tongue and jaw. Just relax your whole face. Take a nice slow deep breath in again, and as you relax, relax your shoulders, arms and hands. Relax your back, starting from your neck all the way down to the end of your spine. Just relax. Relax your chest. Take a deep belly breath in, and as you exhale, relax your abdomen. Relax your hips and pelvic area. Relax your thighs. Relax your knees. Relax your calves. Relax your feet all the way down to your toes. You are now experiencing a deep state of relaxation. It's a wonderful feeling to be deeply relaxed, and a very healthy state of being. Continue to breathe deeply, slowly and rhythmically. You're now going to create in your mind your ideal place of relaxation. It can be real or imagined, somewhere that you've been or somewhere that you'd like to go, and allow it to be a place where you feel totally relaxed. Begin to experience this place right now. Now that you've created your ideal place of relaxation, you're going to add a waterfall of white light into the scene. Place this waterfall of white light wherever you choose. The waterfall is gentle, allowing you to stand under the cascading white light. This white light is a healing energy, a clearing energy. Your waterfall of light is now created. Walk over to the waterfall and stand under the white healing light. Allow the white light to swirl around you, encompassing you within its glow. Feel this white light clearing all the stress, tension, and clutter away of not just the day or the past week or past month or even the past year, but experience it clearing all the stress and tension of your entire lifetime. clearing your energy field or your atmosphere or your aura. And as it clears your energy, just notice how much happier you look. Notice the smile on your face. See how the weights that you've been carrying are no longer a burden. And notice how your energy field is expanding out as you are radiating love and gratitude with deep and reverent thanks, deep feelings of appreciation for everything in your life, for being here, for being alive, for just enjoying this very moment. And know for yourself that this waterfall of light is always available to you whenever you need it. All you need to do is close your eyes, imagine your ideal place of relaxation, and immerse yourself in this healing white light. Now take a deep breath, relax deeper, and repeat these beneficial statements to yourself mentally. Every day, in every way, I am getting better, better, and better. Positive thoughts, suggestions, and images bring me benefits and advantages I desire. I will always maintain a perfectly healthy body, mind, and immune system. The following statements are for your better health. Keep in mind that from now on, I will occasionally be speaking in your place. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every cell, tissue, organ, and system of my body is revitalized, restored, and renewed, resulting in a perfectly healthy body, mind, and immune system. I'm able to function in harmony, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, to promote maximum benefits. My awareness in using my mind allows me to do activities that promote increased health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Now imagine the white light turns to green. You are now immersed in a glowing green light. This green light is unconditional love. It surrounds you. It encompasses you. It flows through your entire being. It fills you with love. All those hurts you felt, all the pains you felt, the angry moments, just allow this green light, this unconditional love, to heal all those spaces now. You are an amazing human being. You deserve love. You deserve joy. You deserve abundance. And you deserve peace. It is now time to step out of the waterfall Step out of the waterfall of light. Your energy field is now clean and clear. You are centered and energized. You have more clarity, more focus. You are in the flow of universal love and energy. You have now reset your body and mind for the month. It's now time to set your intention for the month ahead. I'm going to count from 10 to 1. When I reach the count of 1, you will have tuned into your own inner wisdom or your higher self, your intuition. That part of you that when you tuned in guides you to what is best for you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've now tuned into your inner wisdom, your higher self, the part of you that when you tuned in guides you and intuitively knows what is best for you. Now ask yourself the following question, and whatever comes to mind, your first impressions, write it all down. Don't analyze anything, just write down your first impressions and then close your eyes and re-enter the meditation. The first question is, what do I need to focus on for the month ahead? Write down your first impressions. Then take a deep breath, close your eyes and re-enter your calm state in meditation. And the next question is, what steps do I need to take me closer to what I want to be, do, or have? And then take a breath and just re-enter the meditation. And the third question is, what do I need to let go of? And now just allow a deep breath and relax as you exhale. Just bring your attention back to your body. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. At the count of 3, you'll open your eyes, be wide awake, feeling fine, in perfect health, feeling better than before. 1, 2, coming out slowly now. 3. Eyes open, wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than before. Welcome back, everybody.